Hi, everybody. Welcome to Queers and Soaps. I'm Tommy, and tonight I'm joined by Eric.
Skip.
We are back discussing a Gone Too Soon TV series. Tonight we're back with Skin, which aired on Fox
Mm,
in 2003.
what a great show.
Tonight we are covering episodes 2 and 3. So I'll roll the credits and we'll get into it. Okay, I will say these episodes were slightly better than the pilot. You don't
Okay.
agree, obviously. They still were a little bit like, flashy, like, "Oh, look what we could do, like fast cars, sexy bodies."
Yeah, I feel like they're trying to set up story.
Mhm.
But I don't know. I'm just kind of lost. Like I feel like it's like Larry, I mean, basically the story is like this Larry dude is against Tom. Their kids love each other. And then there's the other dude that they put away in jail that's trying to get both of them. Am I right?
Pretty much.
Okay. But it's just like it just feels like it's like a roundabout way of doing it. It's all kinds of crazy.
So, if I remember correctly, last we saw, um, Adam snuck into Jules's bedroom, and so we kinda picked up there. Um, they had sex for the first time, both of them.
Yeah. That's how it
Uh,
opened.
yeah,
Banging in her dad's house too, I think. While they
right,
were home.
and Adam's parents know he's not home because he ran out after they argued, and now it's like 4 in the morning. And Adam's father calls Jules's father, the porn producer that he's trying to take down, to see if
Yeah.
his son's there because he's not home. Um, and he basically blows him off. He's like, if you can't control your son, he's like, why are you coming after me or whatever. But he is a good dad. Like he has these moments where I'm just like, okay, he's a good dad and he's a good guy. So he goes to check on his daughter. Um, Oh, Jules answered the phone also and heard that it was his father, so she's like, "You gotta get out of here."
Mhm.
'Cause she must have known her father was gonna check.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
he couldn't find his shoe. He kept saying, "I can't find my shoe. I can't find my shoe." She had this huge walk-in closet. I don't know where he hid. Was he, like, under the bed? Like
I don't know. I don't know if they showed him really.
but the father walks in, basically wakes Jules up if she was asleep, and asks if everything's okay, and she's like, "Yeah, why? I'm sleeping where I was." And he's just like, "Oh, no, I couldn't sleep, feel restless," and he's, like, looking around, and she's like, "Are you looking for something?"
Yeah, because he was kind of like, because his kid was missing, so he's wondering if he's
Yeah.
there somewhere.
So, he kinda buys that Adam's not there, and he goes back to the wife, and the wife is not buying it even though he checks.
Yeah.
I'm having an issue reading the wife. I don't know if it's just because how she act she seems like she's nice, and she's just, like,
Mm.
protective of her daughter, but maybe she has, like, resting bitch face. I don't know. She looks evil.
She does. There's something about her. Yeah. I feel like both the wives I can't really read. I don't know.
Um, so we find out that's, I was gonna call him Skills, Antoine Tanner from One Tree Hill is basically being a secret informant and is gonna testify that this guy that's in jail set up the bomb at the strip club.
Yeah.
No, he's the one that did it under the orders of this guy.
Right.
And, Adam's father wants Jules' father to testify also. And he's like, "Are you kidding me?" He's like, "You're gonna put my life in danger. I'm not doing that."
Well, Tom had promised him that he wouldn't have to do anything but help him put him away. And now
Right.
he wants him to testify, which he's like, that's not part of the deal, dude.
Right.
And then he's like trying to force him to do it. So
Yeah.
it's kind of messed up.
So this actually circles back to how the pilot ended, but he was trying to get his own dirt on Adam's father. His name's Tom.
Yeah.
Okay. I gotta remember that instead of saying Adam and Jules' father. So Tom.
I tried to make note of it. Now I'm questioning myself. We'll call him Tom and it'll be something else like Bob or something.
um, so he hires a private investigator, and he photographs him at meeting up at a motel with one of his coworkers, and from the looks of it, it looks like they're having an affair. But we find out that it was Antoine Tanner's character that was just being questioned in private at this motel.
Yeah.
But because Jules' father doesn't know this, he comes with the photos and basically tries to like blackmail him into like getting out of like testifying. And
Yeah.
he shows him the video, and he's just like pissed that the PI didn't get any actual like dirt on him.
Yeah.
And he's like a man of his status. He's like he's definitely got something.
Yeah, like they're both trying to get like dirt on each other, and the other dude in jail is just trying to kill them. Seems- Was it Vincent? Yeah, Vincent's the one in jail.
Yeah. Um so Jules and Adam are just like, sneaking around, meeting up at school and parks.
Well, she didn't she use like her what was it, the maid to get her out to get him out of school or something?
Yeah, that was
I think it
funny.
was the maid. That was
I know
funny.
that actress. I've seen her in other things.
Yeah, she did. I should have looked her up. She did look familiar to me too.
I think she is in Jane the Virgin.
Mm,
Did you ever watch that?
I love that show, even though I think I stopped watching in like third season, but it is good.
Yeah, I think she was on Jane the Virgin.
Just because there were too many shows.
um so yeah, I thought that was cool that the maid like is helping out.
Yeah. Yeah, because like you would think she would not for the parents, like
Yeah,
that's her job at risk. So
maybe she's a romantic at heart.
I guess maybe she would just deny it, be like, "Hey, I'll do it for you, but I ain't taking any fall for it, girl. You're on your own. I need my job."
So Jules ends up giving Adam a cell phone so that they could like communicate.
Was it a flip phone?
So I was like wondering because they were wearing headpieces, and I'm like, are they video chatting? Like, did phones do that back then? I don't
I
think they
don't
did.
think so. Not in 2003. If they did, it probably was like for rich people then back then, but I don't remember them seeing
It was
them
probably
around.
if it did, it was probably super pixelated because our cell phone cameras were very pixelated back then. And we're
Yeah,
like, oh my
right.
god, great picture, and it was the worst picture ever.
I know, right? I saved all my phones with their pictures on. I'm like, I can never do anything with them now, but they are crappy.
um, but Adam doesn't want to take it because he's like, this is like a $700 phone, and I'm like, I wish a phone was $700 now. My phone's like $1,500.
I was just saying, I have a 2018 Android. I can't afford anything else. So any donations my way, people, to help me get a new.
He needs it to podcast.
Right?
You want more content? Buy him a phone.
I I need it because my phone is like just gonna. I feel like it's just gonna stop one of these. It's just like, "Nah, I'm done. Get a new one. It's 2024. I'm done."
So they kind of fight. She doesn't understand like her privilege, I guess, that she could just give him a $700 phone, and he is not used to just accepting handouts. So they kind of go back and forth, and then they're like, "Wait, what are we fighting about?"
I was feeling like them. I didn't know what they were fighting about either. I was like trying
And
to
they were
get
like,
it. I'm
"I don't
like,
know." They
what?
were just like, "I don't know. I love you." I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah. Actually I made a little note. I said if you make a drinking game of every time love is used,
Right.
it's good to use in these episodes because it's about at least 10 times, I feel like, in both of these episodes.
I thought it was cute how in the afterglow of their sex, she was like, "Tell me something you never told anybody," and he's like, "I love you." and then they kind of like bookended it at
Yeah,
the end
they
with her
bookended
saying it
it.
again. That was cute. I like that.
That was cute. Yeah.
Yeah, I do have to say this, and I'm not loving Olivia Wilde's acting on this show, and I know she's a good actress, so it's not really even a slam against her.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know if it's because the character's whiny. I'm just not really like loving the line delivery, I guess. I don't know.
I'm not. Yeah, I don't feel really invested in the kids.
And they're like
I-
supposed to be the central like story.
yeah, I think they're supposed to be, but I'm usually even with I'm always more into the adults in situations a lot of times.
um Something that kept like taking me out of the story is that they're using the same high school from 90210 and Buffy, and
Oh, really?
it just kept jarring me every time I saw it.
I don't notice that stuff at all. I'm totally clueless.
Like I was fine with Buffy using it like the same high school as 90210, but for some reason I'm not okay with the show using this high school.
Well, don't worry, we only have a few episodes left to handle. Think you can suck it up. If they even go back to school, I don't
Right.
know.
um so we Laura Layton is Tom's campaign manager, and
Cynthia,
and Cynthia, right? And he tells her that what's his name? Jules' father, the porn producer,
Tom. Oh, Larry.
Larry, is trying to dig up dirt on him, and that they have to end things. And that's where the audience gets a look at that they're having an affair. And I was like, I knew it. Not that they were having an affair, but I was like, you don't hire Laura Layton and don't give her something to do. You don't just make her a team manager.
It is true. It is true. I mean, you do kind of expect
I
it.
was like, I knew she was gonna have some kind of story. I didn't know it was gonna be that, but
I like that they're like, yeah, we have to end it, and then they kiss. I'm like, you're
goodbye.
ending it. If you, yeah, I guess so. For now, for this episode.
um,
Oh, we have that girl, Darlene. I
yes, I
remember
was
that
just gonna say
girl.
that we had this
Oh,
girl
go
that wants
ahead.
to get into porn. Um, I don't know what's up with her. She looks familiar. Um,
She's in a lot of random stuff in like that time period. I remember her popping up everywhere. I feel like she's in like Coyote Ugly or something like that. Like she did like something big and then she just disappeared.
um, and this is where I kind of see like the good guy part of Larry, because I feel like he doesn't want her to do it because he has a daughter, and
Yeah,
she's only this girl Darlene's 18, 19 years old. I don't know what
I
her
thought she
story
was
is gonna
20.
be. I feel like she's gonna be like underage or something, and she has like fake IDs because they keep saying that they're gonna find something on Larry that's not legal, and I feel like
Yeah,
she's lying about her age or something.
but yeah, he's like, yeah, yeah, let's just get her a plane ticket home. So he's basically just gonna fly her home.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't. I guess maybe he likes of age. I don't know what his Larry how he handles his porn business. But I thought she made a pretty good case though for wanting to do it.
Yeah. So he kind of blows her off in this episode, but in the next episode, he's like, go down. Well, she ends up sleeping with Skip, I guess.
Is it Skip the one that she slept with? I don't know. There's too many people.
I don't know. I feel like he has like 3 lawyers.
I know he has Michael Emerson from Lost. That's one lawyer or a person that works for him. And then he has Skip, who is also like some kind of advisor. He's the one that's telling him not to go after Tom or whatever.
Hmm.
And then the one guy's telling him to get to do oh, what did they want to do for Tom? They want to do dirty money, like get him involved in some kind of dirty money scandal to
Hmm.
mess with his campaign.
Right.
So they're all kind of conflicting. They're not like, I don't know, it's confusing me.
Yeah. But yeah, that was pretty much all that happened in that episode 2.
Wait, hold on. Yeah, Vincent. Vincent wants Who's Scarpelli? I don't know why I have that name there.
Is that his lawyer?
I put Vincent wants Larry dead or he will kill his dude, Scarpelli. That's what I have. I don't know where I got that name.
I think that's his lawyer, the guy from Lost.
Oh,
Because
okay.
he
The
told
guy
his
from Lost.
lawyer to get rid of him or he'll get rid of him.
I feel like somebody's gonna die for sure.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean,
but
even
yeah,
if they even got that far before it was canceled.
but yeah, there wasn't like too much. I feel like there wasn't a ton of the stuff in this episode. It's just kind of like building up or filler, kind of.
But then in the episode 3, I feel like Vincent wasn't even mentioned. He wasn't in it. That whole storyline just wasn't in it at all. I feel like
Right.
so that was weird.
Yeah,
I guess
it
because he's
was weird.
recurring.
Yeah.
Mm.
I kind of wish like Vincent was more involved where like he had a kid involved. That way it would be like between three dads and that would be
Mhm.
kind of fun.
Right.
But that's not what we had.
Um. So yeah, I don't know. I just feel like it's a lot of the same shit. Like you can't see that boy, you can't see that girl. I want to, I love
Mm-mm.
him. You're hurting the family. His father's coming after me. Like I just feel like it's just a lot of rinse and repeat of the same dialogue.
Agreed. Yeah.
Um.
That's probably why I'm not invested in the kids. I feel like the adults are more interesting. Like I
Yeah.
love we have two guest stars in this one, Chris Sarandon, who I like, and Jo Beth Williams, who I love.
Who
She's
were they?
Dr. Rosa. She was Dr. Rosa,
Oh,
I
she was
think,
the
or
cancer
Rose.
doctor.
Dr. Rose, yeah, that they were trying the donations
Okay, so I
at
was
the
interested in
hospital.
this a little bit. So we found out that
Hmm.
Jules's mother's mother passed away from breast cancer. And I think she's trying to like legitimize the family name and kind of like get the stigma of porn off of it. So she wants to make a public donation of $15 million a year, adding up to 80 million, which would buy a wing in the hospital with their name on it. But the doctor that you mentioned, Rosa or Rose,
Dr. Rose,
knows
yeah.
about him and doesn't like the business that he's in and doesn't want to accept money from a porn producer.
She says she'll leave the hospital before if he does
Yeah,
donate money.
she'll go to Cedar Sinai and
Yeah.
if they accept it or whatever. And
Another one, Jo Beth Williams. They don't just hire Jo Beth Williams to do nothing either, 'cause she's
I
like
don't know who
really
she
good.
is. Who would I have known
She
her?
was in she was in Poltergeist. She's the mom in Poltergeist. She did
Oh,
The Big
oh,
Chill. She did a lot of big movies in the 80s.
oh, okay,
Yeah. So like and she also like if you ever see her in guest starring roles, like she never just sits there and does nothing. Like
right,
there's always a reason. Like they give her something to do.
okay. And who was the
I
other
think
actor
she
that
does.
you liked?
Chris Sarandon, who was Susan Sarandon's ex-husband. He was in Child's Play. He was the mayor. That
Oh, okay. I didn't know that
that
he was
town.
her ex-husband.
Yeah. Yep.
Huh.
And she kept his name because she's smart. Mhm.
So,
Everybody knows Susan Sarandon.
um, right. So the wife wants to try and convince this doctor to accept the money because she doesn't want to let this go. And they meet with her for dinner. And this is like, I don't know if he was playing her or if this was just another instance of Larry being a good guy, but he's willing to still donate the money anonymously and not have any press or anything, like have their name attached to it, which
Was
kind of
yeah.
sways the doctor to realize that he's doing it legitimately.
Well,
Not,
she says to him, I'll take the donation, but you can't have any publicity, nothing, like zero, zilch.
and he agrees to
Nobody knows. And he agreed to it.
it. Yeah.
And the wife was kind of like, what are you doing? Like, we need to like make this known.
Yeah.
But yeah, she, I guess it's reverse psychology. He could have used, but we
No,
won't ever really know.
I don't know. I feel like he genuinely wanted to do that. Um, but yeah, so then because he said he agreed to that, she said that he could have his press and they'll like announce it or whatever.
And
So
take pictures.
yeah, so everybody got what they
Photo
wanted.
ops. Yeah, yeah.
But
Hmm.
so it seemed like the mayor knew that Larry was gonna endorse or put money towards Tom's campaign.
Yeah.
I couldn't read the mayor. I was like, is he on Tom's side, or is like I didn't understand like what he
I
wanted.
feel like he's shady. Yeah.
Well,
Because I
apparently
think,
he got endorsed by Larry because he said
right,
Larry ruined his opponent's reputation.
and he was trying to get endorsed by the mayor, and the mayor's like, you better watch out
Right.
for Larry or whatever.
Yeah, he said
So
if you
yeah,
have,
I'm
he said
confused too.
if you have any secrets, he's like, he'll find them out and he'll use it against you.
Yeah, so I'm sure he'll find out about Cynthia, but hopefully in the next few episodes, because that's all we got.
Cynthia was a little clingy. She was just a little like, she's basically like, leave your wife. She's like, by the time your
Yeah.
term is up, they won't even remember that you had a first wife.
Yeah, she's like, well, she says, I'm falling in love with you, and
He just keeps saying, I have to go home. I have to go home. She's like, I love you. And he's like, I have to go home.
yeah, I'm like, oh, I'm feeling like he didn't feel that way, but he probably made a big mistake by sleeping with her, because I feel like, I mean, like you said, you don't just hire Laura Leighton and give her nothing. I'm assuming she's gonna help with, like, get on Larry's side, kind of.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but it just seems like it's heading that way.
Yeah. Do you think maybe the wife knows that he's been unfaithful and she's just kind of like turning her head to it? The judge?
Um, I feel like probably. I don't know.
Hmm.
I don't know. We don't. I don't like. We don't know these people that well yet. I'm not positive.
Well, there's supposed to be this big fundraiser speech rally, whatever, and they want Adam to go and make his own speech. So he writes his own speech, but then his mom wrote him one to read. That
Yeah,
was funny because he like stumbled over it and he was just like, my mom wrote the speech.
yeah.
um
I'm sure his speech wasn't that great.
Tom tries to spend time with Adam. They're playing basketball, and he innocently was just like, oh, maybe we shouldn't like do like the camping commercials sitting down on the couch. Maybe we should be playing ball. He just like came up with the idea because they were doing that, and Adam, because he's a teenager and there's tension between them, is just like, you're not spending time with me. He's like, everything is about your campaign. So he like
Yeah,
doesn't want to do anything with that. But then
like
he
a
watches
photo op.
he watches the commercial being made and he like listens, and I think that's what makes him change his mind and decide to do the speech.
Yeah,
But it's at a hotel, so he kind of convinces Jules to like that they could get a hotel room to like hang out, talk, order food. He's like, and
yeah,
whatever, and she's like, I like the whatever part. But then after talking with her dad, she isn't gonna go, but then she ends up going. Shows up in that long white dress.
yeah,
But when she hears his speech, she like realizes um that he really does care about his father, even though there's tension between them. And she hears people, the mayor and somebody else, mumbling that he's trying to put Larry away. So she didn't like that. She
yeah,
also went because she knows that nobody knows who she is there. So they wouldn't be
yeah.
like, oh, you stay away from him. So she runs off. He runs after her. They have one of those, I don't know why we're fighting moments. Just hold me. I love you. I love you. And then they like, then she's just like, I can't see you anymore. My father cried.
Yeah, that was weird.
They're annoying. I don't like them.
Right.
I'm more interested in the Laura Leighton storyline. Um,
Yeah, because didn't they set her up?
they set her up.
Yeah, Larry's guys, they set her up to get involved in the dirty money.
This is the part I didn't understand. Somehow Larry got his money involved, and now the
Yeah.
mayor's saying he better like brace himself because shit's about to hit the fan. Like, is it going to be public knowledge that he accepted money from a porn producer that he's
Well,
trying
I don't
to
know, but
take down?
right, I don't know, but I know whatever they did, because remember um Cynthia had a meeting with the Larry's guys or whatever, and then like when she left, they're like, oh, she bit, like we got her because she was, what is she, his campaign manager or something? I forget
Hmm.
what she is. She's
Yeah,
something for him,
she's his campaign
and
manager. Maybe she doesn't know that they're Larry's guys.
she doesn't know. It's
Okay.
like it's a setup, so it's, I don't know what's gonna come of it, but it ain't gonna be pretty, I'm sure, if
Something
we get to that.
something happened. I think she mouthed off a little bit. This is after her and Tom broke up because she was like, "Don't touch me," and but she's still working. And I think
Right.
the mayor was there, and I think she got a little mouthy with the mayor. And when she tells the wife that, the wife is pretty much like, "Oh," she's like, "and when he loses," she's like, "What's going to be your excuse? I'm sorry."
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, "Ooh."
Yeah, right. Yep.
So,
So yeah, I'm hoping the moms, it seems like they're stepping up a little bit to the plate, like they're kind of getting them involved a little bit more than they were in the last two episodes.
mhm.
And I kind of hope
The
that
opening
stays.
credits. We finally got like a legitimate opening credits in these episodes, and they are awful, awful.
I made that note in the last one.
The
I put
graphic,
weird theme.
the graphics that they use and like the font is very the OC, but the song is
Yeah.
terrible, terrible.
It
And the
should have just been like got rid of the theme song and just went skin. Like it would have probably been better off.
and I almost wonder if because now we're watching SoapNet airings from like when they aired it during Dysfunctional Family Night, if they changed it for SoapNet because you know how SoapNet will do that sometimes.
I don't think they did.
Yeah, well then it's awful. But I think that's all I have on these episodes.
Yeah, that's about it. That's all I got.
It like we said, it's very repetitive. There's a lot of flashy like aerial shots and like sexy bodies and just like it's like very
Sexy
fluff.
body.
It's just fluff, fluff, fluff.
Oh, well, we do have that Darlene. He did give her a bit part. She came back
I
in this
remind you because
one.
I said fluff.
No, when you said sexy bodies, I'm like, oh yeah, porn.
Porn fluffing.
He's like, you can have a bit part with some lines or something
Well,
to Darlene.
because now she's sleeping with one of his guys. I thought it was Skip, but like you said, there's like
Yeah,
so many guys.
there's
Um,
a bunch of guys and they all look similar. They're all the dark hair,
right.
typical white man. I don't know. I can't tell the difference.
But he like promises her he's gonna get her a contract. She re-meets with Larry, and Larry says, I want you to go down to the studio and see what really goes on a day to day, and see if it's still something that you're interested in.
See, so you thought, what did you think she was? You thought she was just an underage? I thought she was like a plant. Like maybe they're trying to like insert her in that world to like bust them somehow.
Oh, I didn't think
Um,
about that.
but I could be wrong, as I'm not positive. I did watch this show like years ago, but it's whenever it aired on Dysfunctional Family Night. I think it was 2007 maybe.
Okay.
So I don't remember, honestly. Probably
Um,
because I didn't love it. I wanted to because I love Laura Layton, but I didn't.
yeah, I still think she might be underage. I,
Yeah.
I feel like she's gonna be a problem because Larry's gonna be a nice guy and try and give her a shot, and then it's gonna bite him in the ass.
So I am interested to see like the rest, just to see what we get out of it. If we, I'm sure we won't. Well, I mean, I'm sure things could wrap up pretty quickly, but I don't know. We'll see.
Well, okay, so it was canceled after 2 episodes.
Yeah.
So we're already into like whatever was shot and like shown internationally and on SoapNet. That's
And
it.
there's only three more or four more?
There was 8. So
Oh, eight. So
we
five
have
more.
yes,
We
we have
watched
5
three.
more. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You're like, damn it. You're like,
I
I thought it
know.
was
I'm kind
almost
of.
over.
I know. I know. I kind of was that. I'm like, oh, maybe four more. But I do want to see, like once I start, I want to finish. So I do want to see like how things go.
Well, like I said in the beginning, I personally thought that they were. just a smidge better than the pilot.
Yeah, they were because I feel like they lessened characters a little bit. Remember, in the pilot, I was like, "There's too many people."
Yeah.
There was just like 20 people on this side, 20 people on this side. I'm like, I don't know who works for who. I don't know what's going on. So I feel like I still don't know like what these people do. As you said, like there's this one. The one guy is Skip. The one guy is Michael Emerson from Lost, who does something. I don't know what they're doing, but
Well, Michael Emerson from Lost is supposed to be Vincent's lawyer.
like he's the oh, Vincent's lawyer.
Yes.
Okay, so then maybe Skip is Larry's lawyer or advisor of some sort.
Yes. Because he meets with Skip because he's afraid. Well, he tells him, he's like, he wants me to kill him. He's like, obviously I'm not gonna do that. He's like, but the threat is then he's gonna kill me. He's like, like, he's basically like, I need your help.
Right.
So, but Vincent found out about that. The meeting,
Hmm.
I feel like, didn't
Right.
he?
Yeah.
Oh, because he was having him photographed.
Yeah.
So he found out about it.
So I wonder, like you said, they weren't even in this one, so I'm curious to see like what our next two will be.
Right. Hmm. Yeah. People
Huh.
need to start dying or something.
It seems like it's heading that way. I feel like there's a lot of possible death ahead, but I could be wrong. We only have 5 episodes left, so who
I
knows?
feel like I don't want the affair to come out just yet, but I do want to see it come out because I want to see like the fallout from it
I
between
do know.
Cynthia.
I looked up when I looked up Jo Beth Williams the other day when I was watching this. I wanted to see how many episodes she's in. She's only in two. So we only get, I'm sure, so that story will probably wrap up at least the whatever the hospital one is happening.
We'll probably see that
Um,
press conference that they talked about.
yeah, and then that'll probably be it for that. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, I don't know. I think I looked up Chris Sarandon too, just to see how many, and I think he was only in one, so he was only in this one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, felt like I mean, but you know how sometimes like IMDb might not be 100% accurate,
Hmm.
so maybe he could be in a couple more. I don't know, but it seems like you know. Um, he would be more important because he is the mayor, but who knows?
Right. Hmm. All right. Well, anything else before we wrap this up?
Nope.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us for another Gone Too Soon segment. As always, you can find us on all the socials at Queers and Soaps. And until next time, have a great night. Bye.
Bye.